I've been using this phone for over 3 months now and have since had to make some changes to it. I had to disable a system app and also install something of my own. Ulefone also pushed out an update in November to my phone with some minor improvements. One thing I've noticed after using it for a while was that at random times, the phone would clear all my running apps while the screen was off. I noticed this because my app switcher, PyControl, kept getting killed and I had to relaunch it. Even though it's been set to unrestricted battery usage, DuraSpeed was off, so it wasn't DuraSpeed killing it. And this app is very stable on my other phones. Another background app with unrestricted battery usage was my Helium mobile app. I have this app running in the background full time because it uses my location and keeps tabs on their access points around the city for connectivity quality. In return, I earn mobile crypto tokens. So when the phone kills this app and I'm not aware of it, I'm no longer tracking their access points and I miss out on some rewards for the day. As you can see on my progress log, I'm missing some days of earnings. My other phones don't have this problem. So after some digging into the installed system apps using the Google Files app, it shows a system app called ScreenOff-killer. Kind of an obvious name. The package name is com.pri.screenoff.killer. You'll have to use ADB to manually disable this app. After I did so, everything I had set to unrestricted battery usage stayed working and was no longer getting killed while my phone was locked. I'll have the procedure at the end of the video, but those that are familiar with ADB will know what to do. Something else that bothered me was the auto brightness would not calibrate to my preference. In a very dark room, the phone would go all the way down to the lowest brightness setting, and for me, it's too dim. I like it around 25% or 33% in a near total dark room. It would hold the value once I manually adjusted it, but after turning the phone on and off a few times, it reverted back to its old values. To fix this, I wanted to install my favorite auto brightness app called YAAB, which stands for Yet Another Automatic Brightness app. However, the developer did not update this to be compatible with Android 14, and there's no good free alternatives out there, so I had to sideload it using ADB. I got the APK off of apkpure.com and scanned it with a phone that I have AVG antivirus installed to make sure it's clean. So if your screen brightness does not adjust to your liking, you could try the YAAB app, or if you could find a free alternative, let us know in the comments. I'll have instructions on sideloading it with ADB at the end of the video, but if you're familiar with ADB, you should know what to do. As for the Ulefone update, I noticed they've updated the widget box features, whereas before the update, you could only enable it or disable it. After the update, you could toggle which widget boxes show up. Although this widget box doesn't really add much functionality, it does add a bit of style to your phone. Also, from my initial review, I mentioned that I kept getting DuraSpeed notices that certain apps were shut down even though I did not enable DuraSpeed. Now this bug seems to be fixed because I don't enable DuraSpeed and I no longer get notifications. I'm still using this phone daily as it's one of the better Ulefone models lately. To end this video, here are instructions on how to disable the ScreenOff killer and how to sideload the auto brightness app. In order to use the Android Debug Bridge, or ADB for short, you must enable developer options and USB debugging. Start by going into settings, then about phone. Scroll all the way down to the build number and keep tapping it until it asks you to confirm you want to enable developer options. Go ahead and do so. After that, you can back out to System menu and scroll down to the now visible developer options. Go into there and enable USB debugging. Now your phone is ready for ADB. Next, you must download ADB for your desktop. Use your browser and go to http://developer.android.com/tools/releases/platform-tools. Direct link will be in the description below. Scroll down and click on Download for Windows. Agree to their terms and click on the download button. Depending on how your browser handles zip files, it may ask you to open or save the file. I'm using Edge browser and I tell it to open the zip file. Then I drag the Platform Tools folder to the root of my C drive. Next, I want to rename the Platform Tools folder to ADB for ease of use. Now that ADB is on your desktop and USB debugging is enabled on your phone, connect your phone with a USB cable to the desktop. You should get a notice on your phone to allow USB debugging from this computer. Click Allow to continue. Now on your Windows desktop, hit the Start menu and type in CMD, then enter to start a command prompt window. Change the working directory to ADB by using the command cd/adb. To make sure your phone is connected, type in the command ADB devices. It should show up with your device listed as shown. Now that you're connected, use the command ADB shell pm disable -user /user 0 com.pri.screenoff-killer. It should return with a message stating the app has been disabled. And you can see on your phone's Files app, the system app is disabled because it needs to be enabled to function. I reboot the phone after this to be sure it's fully disabled. If you want to install the Auto Brightness app, head over to the APK Pure website link in the description to download the file to sideload onto your phone. While I did scan this file for viruses or malware, it's still a risk to sideload apps from outside the official Play Store. So do this at your own risk. Scroll down to download APK and Edge will warn you it may not be safe. I override and download anyway, saving it to my C drive ADB folder for ease of use. I also rename it to yaab.apk to save myself from typing too much later. Now hook up your phone to your desktop and give permission for debugging if needed. Open up the command prompt again with the Start menu, then typing cmd and enter. Change to the ADB directory by typing cd/adb. Verify your phone is properly connected by typing ADB devices. Your device will show up on the list like this. Now type in the command ADB install --bypass-low-target-sdk-block yaab.apk. On the phone side, you will need to authorize the install or it will fail. Here I had to try twice because of a failed fingerprint read. Just hit the up key on your keyboard to repeat the command. The second try was a success. Now the app is installed and you can use it normally. That's it for the updates on this phone for now. I will update more if anything new comes up.